So I'm using my Evy Professional today, and I want to talk to you about a client situation. One could call it a client from hell, but basically, this client was always putting me down, and I'm sure that if she saw this video now, she'd actually laugh about it, but in a good way, because I think that it's worth talking about this situation. And I'm not doing it to talk negatively about a client, but I feel like that there's a lesson in this story, which is why I figured I should tell it. So, this client was always nasty to me. Like, there was always something wrong with what I did. She would always comment that I needed to wash her hair. So that was important to her. But anything else, it would be a problem. So if I was to say color anything, color her extensions or whatnot, she would always think that I was doing it wrong. If I was to say curl, like blow wave her hair, it was wrong. Everything was just wrong that I did. And she was fussy, but as soon as somebody who was male did it, it was sort of it felt like that. Like that she had a problem with me, but she liked uh the males. So it came to the point where I was doing extensions, right? And I used to do all of the extensions at one point. Um my senior stylist was not as confident as I was because we learnt together, and I was more confident with the tape in extensions. So he had a situation where his extensions were slipping a lot. So he asked me for advice, asked me to show him, and this woman told him that that basically something along the lines of that I didn't know what I was doing and I was just pretending to know. And obviously, this stuff all took a blow to my confidence as a hairdresser. And I I guess you could say that I was really sad about it. I was really upset. There were many tears, you know, and this lady became a goal for me to impress. So, one day I had a phone call, right? And I promise you this story gets a bit more positive. One day I had a phone call and I didn't pick it up. I couldn't. So I had a message, um, that, like a voice message that my grandfather was in hospital, right? And then, my uncle, bless him, sent me a message saying, call me, I need to talk to you, right? So here's me thinking, my grandfather's just had some cardiac issues at the hospital, and I was freaking out thinking that my grandfather had possibly passed away. I couldn't get in contact with my family, right? So my boss, bless his heart, sent me out of the salon to have a break, have a breather, and get some food into me. And yeah, so this client on the street, this client that had been so mean to me for so long, saw me on the street crying. So she walked up to me, and bless her heart, she came up and hugged me. And she said, I don't know what's going on, but I know that you need this. And the fact that she was always so mean to me and all that, it really changed my perspective that clients are not two-dimensional. There's a lot of stuff going on with them, you know? And from that moment, she started being kind, you know? And after some time, I realized that there was a lot going on in her life. She was not as 2D as I thought. And I found it very strange because I felt like it was super easy to hate on a client, you know? It's super easy to talk negatively about clients. But the thing is that I think a lot of stylists forget that clients have a lot going on. They don't always treat you, well, mistreat you, I should say, because of like who they are, or anything that you did. But sometimes they don't realize how bad things are. And I think in her mind, she probably thought that, gosh, this poor little apprentice is going for a lot. But I think that realistically, the fact that she came up to me, hugged me, and tried to make me feel better goes to show that she is actually a kind person at heart. And I thought it was just a very, very interesting thing that we always assume the worst about like the mean quote Karens unquote. But like realistically there's a lot to them, and I think that just having compassion and patience for your clients can actually change a whole lot, because I know that if she hadn't have seen me in the street, she probably would have kept treating me negatively. But the fact that she cared enough to even try and stop and say, hey, like, I know something's going on and I hope you're okay, shows that level of compassion that she still had. But yeah, anyway, I just thought that that was a nice little story to share about clients, because we always hear about, like, you know, clients from hell and toxic stuff to do with these industries, and I thought that like I'd share a positive story, because I think that the fact that somebody who was negative to me ended up becoming so kind, like, is a really nice thing. But yeah, anyway, I guess I'll leave that at that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the future.